His name is John Lazarowicz. Well, I did a lot of different things, actually. I had effective members. I was once a member of the aerospace union, worked in factories and stuff, and I was a salesman. I was a number of things before I did this. And after I got out of the Army, a friend of mine said, "What are you looking for work?" And we can, get in. So I started in Chicago at a local 134 as an apprentice. Moved to Montana because I liked the lifestyle here and joined 768. Well, I had got my 40-year pin a while back. So actually, I think this is 18. I am closing in on 50 years with the IBEW. Well, actually, I'm a college graduate. Can do both. You can work as a tradesman, and you can also get your degree, by either night school or whatever. And the other part of that is whenever I got laid off and didn't want to travel, I would go back to university full time. Through a number of things, I got enough credits to finally graduate. I have a degree in interpersonal communication with an organizational emphasis. So that just means supposedly I could find out what the communication problems are within larger organizations, how to cure some of their ails. My good friend in Chicago was an electrician, and he told me that I could make good money and get good benefits if I joined the IBEW, and so I did. And the story behind that was that they opened up the Union Hall every year, I believe it was. They called me on Saturday and asked me if I was in line yet. They opened the hall on Monday morning, and I said no. He says, "You better go down there." So I did, and the Union Hall in Chicago was on Madison Street, which turned into Skid Row, not because of the hall, but because of the area changed. And so I wound up spending Saturday night and Sunday night on Skid Row, waiting for the doors to open on Monday, which I did. And then I got interviewed, and I think it was about a month later they called me and they said they had a position for me. So I started my apprenticeship with Super Electric in Chicago. Changed my life to the point that I can now live as a retiree very comfortably. I have 3 different pensions, that with Social Security, etc. It's good. When I retired, I was making as much money retired as I was working. So I don't know now with inflation, but I'm all right. An annuity because we had a collective bargaining agreement, 401k actually. So, but I had to cash that in when I turned 72 and a half. Well, obviously, since I could make more money working as an IBEW member than I could as not, it's been beneficial. And like I said, that combined with the retirement benefits has been good. Of course, the medical benefits were pretty good too under the bargaining agreement. So it was good. Lovely. Yeah, it'll be 13 years in June of this year.
Yeah.
So, no, it's good. It's fortunately I made it through, and anybody listening to this will know that anytime you work construction, there's going to be hazards out there. I was still an apprentice when OSHA came into being, and a lot of guys didn't like it because they were too restrictive, but I realized at the time that those restrictions were good because they were going to save lives and limbs. So, and it's turned out that way overall. So, good. Paid extra principal on my mortgage so that when I retired, I had, I think, $5,000 left on the mortgage. But I put the money in the bank to cover that, so when I retired, I just paid the whole thing off. I would caution any apprentice coming in, do not go out and buy that new truck and that new car and all that stuff, because the nature of the work is such that you may have a full-time job as an apprentice, but once you graduate, it's boom and bust, and you never know what's going to happen. So. Well, I had to go back to Illinois. I went to Washington State. I worked on the aluminum plant in Washington. Worked at the chemical disposal plant the bomb burner in Umatilla, Washington. I had worked in Cupertino, California, because that's where the work was, and that was a nice job. It's a tough question, I guess, because I like working construction over, just doing houses and stuff like that, and I've worked a lot of that, and I enjoyed doing conduit work as well. So, I could make something look real pretty. Make it look like a tradesman has done it. You can make good money if you have any kind of skill at all. You can improve on that. You can set your retirement through the IBEW. Let me put it that way. As long as you work, long enough and hard enough, and stay with the program, you're fine. So, go for it.